Dana White, the president of the UFC. Dana? Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming. We appreciate the support, and we are very excited to be back here in Houston. Just a few points I got to hit. Tickets are on sale this Friday here at the Toyota Center box office. And also when we come down here, the UFC Fan Expo will be here, and it's October 7th and 8th at the George Brown Convention Center. Many of you have been sitting here watching the video on the fights, on the trilogy, and the other title fight that are coming up, so I'm sure you're all informed on what's going on and who these guys are. So let's open this thing up for questions.
For Frankie and Gray, whoever wants to go first, we don't want to duke this out right now. But who do you think's most motivated between you two for this upcoming fight?
Me. I don't know. You know, I'm sure we're both highly motivated coming off a draw. You know, we both want this bad, so I believe we're going to bring it October 8th.
Yeah, I'm probably since January 1st, you know, it's been on my mind every day, every night, and, you know, I just can't wait for October 8th. You know, I want to train hard. I want that day to come. You know, it's going to be fun. I'm going to come out with the belt.
How you doing? Adrian with Undefeated TV. Question is for Aldo and Kenny. Kenny, you cut a lot of weight to get down to the weight class that you're in to fight Aldo. You look very strong on your last fight. What are your preparations for this one? Is it the same? And what are you expecting Jose Aldo to bring? And Josie, your last fight looked spectacular, the 5th round. Looked like you got a little gas. What are you planning to do on your next one? A lot of Brazilian fighters, when they come off a showing, they're not so happy when they come back and they look spectacular.
Yeah, you know, it was a lot harder for the last time out just because I was coming off an injury. I wasn't able to work out for 2 months, and you know, when you're not doing anything for 2 months, literally, you know, leg up on the couch for 2 months, can't do anything, you're going to gain weight, and that's why it was especially difficult. But you know, now it's a completely different story. I'm at a far lower weight, and I expect the weight cut to be that much easier. And with that said, I still felt that I performed very well. I could have done another 5 rounds that night. I still felt good. I'll definitely be at my best for October 8th. I can't wait.
I'm definitely working on that right now in camp to come back stronger than ever. A lot of people questioned that 5th round. They thought that I gassed and I wasn't in the fight anymore, but I guarantee you that I was still in the fight, and I'll come back stronger than ever.
Hey Kenny, talk about your unique perspective as a member of the fighting community and the media community now, and how you balance the two.
Yeah, you know, anytime I have an opportunity to do something involved the sport, I love the sport. So I had a unique opportunity to do some stuff for ESPN and do commentary for the UFC, and I really enjoy doing that, you know. But training and fighting has always been my #1 priority. And if that doesn't get done, then I don't do the other things. And I think I found a good balance as far as taking time away from that. And when it's time to train for a fight, I do that. And even, you know, when it's time to analyze fights, I analyze fights. And when it's time to fight, I just fight and kind of leave that up to my coaches to do the analysis and all those things. And I just focus on training. And that's what I'm doing right now. At this point, it's just about getting ready for this fight.
Adam Villarreal with Takedown Fight Media. Dana, let me ask you, with Chael being so vocal about, you know, talking about the Brazilians and whatnot, I was curious, why did you guys choose to not have his first fight back against a Brazilian?
I don't know. We don't really. I mean, Chael talks about everybody. I mean, if we want to line him up with everybody that he's talked stuff about, we, you know, it'd be tough to do. But you know, should. What's that?
Or for the
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what he has to say about Brian Stan. That it's all a lie. He isn't really a war hero, and he's, you know, it'll be interesting. But should he win this fight, he'll be back in there with a Brazilian soon enough. If he wins his fight too, so we'll see what happens.
Great, man. The last fight was spectacular. A lot of the last time the UFC was here in Houston, put on a spectacular show. Matter of fact, Roger went to that fight was amazing. Y'all's last fight was awesome. What are you looking to bring to this fight that might be different? And Frankie, what are you looking to bring to the fight? Are y'all looking for a finish or a submission? Obviously, you don't want it to go to the judges. So, is there anything different? This is y'all's 3rd time around.
Yeah, we've danced a couple times, I guess. But in round one, I think it took it out of me and him. So we fought the last part, you know, about half and half, you know. So I think for the third fight, we're gonna be 100%, and you know, it's pretty much up to him, you know, if it goes 5 rounds or if it ends early. But I'm going away with the belt, you know, and that's up to him on if he wants a whole fight or not.
I don't want a whole fight. So. No, you know, I mean, sure, we've been in there 2 times already. Really not many secrets, you know. We've seen what each other have, and you know, I'm preparing for it. And yeah, of course I want to finish. You know, I don't want to have that feeling again of going to a draw. So that's what I'm working for.
Dana, one more quick question. Melvin Gillard used to live here, spent a lot of time here training in Houston. When and if he gets past Lozon, when can we expect Melvin to, you know, get that title contention?
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day after the fight with Henderson. You know, there's so many good guys in that 55-pound division. We're trying to figure out who's next. That division is so stacked, and there's so many great fights to make. And I like Melvin, and I like how he's taking this serious now and is training hard. I always thought he was the biggest waste of talent, and he really turned that around. And I'm happy to see it. So I'm excited to see him. And you know, he beats Lozon. It's going to be interesting to see who we end up pitting together to fight for the title next.
My question is for Kenny. I'm Barry with thecagedoor.net. When you dropped to this current weight that you're at, did you anticipate getting a title shot so quickly?
You know, I always try to just focus on the task ahead of me, and that was first fighting a top featherweight in Diego Nunez. You know, and you know, I knew that would put me in a good position to be one of the top guys. You know, you beat a top guy, you prove yourself as a top guy, and that's all really I was focusing on was beating him. And of course, you know, that's what every fighter's in here to do, is fight for the title, and I'm glad that I have that opportunity.
All right, we'll get you next, sir.
Dana, thanks for bringing the fight to Houston, Texas. We're excited. I know the guys are looking forward to fighting here, but I got to ask you a question. How much do you love Twitter?
How much do I love Twitter?
Yes.
I love Twitter, man. I think it's the greatest marketing tool in the history of the world. And it's also a way to, you know, to talk directly to the fans. One of the other things that it does for our business, for instance, you know, people, I always see online people talking about, guy's got the best seats in the house and he's always on his phone. You know, I'm looking at Twitter for lots of different things. People sometimes have problems with their tickets that they talk about on Twitter. Sometimes cable goes out in Indiana or somewhere. I can literally fix things that are happening with the business that night as it's happening. So usually you don't hear about this stuff till Monday back in the old days. And you're like, we got to make sure that never happens again. Well, through Twitter I can fix it that night. There's so many things that I love about Twitter.
Well, I tweeted you, and that's why I'm in the front row today, so thanks for the retweet.
Pleasure.
I'm kidding. Thanks, Dana.
You guys better get on Twitter.
Hey, Dana, Tad referred to just the success UFC has had and talked about how much it's grown since the last time you've been in town. Not just Twitter, but how do you account for that? Was it the pay-per-view successes, just your marketing? I mean, can you just put that in words, how it's grown? I mean, we've got fans lined up here. They've been here for 2 hours waiting for this thing
I didn't
to
even see
start.
the fans back there, you guys. Yeah, I think it's been a combination of, you know, first and foremost, when we bought this company, we believed in this sport, and we believed in the athletes, and we're on a streak right now of like 6 or 7 fights that have just been amazing. All the last 6 or 7 cards that we put on, and basically what it comes down to, this sport is very exciting. And my philosophy has always been, and I can throw all kinds of stats and numbers and all kinds of proof at you at how much the business has grown and everything else. But as far as the sport itself goes, I believe in that right here in this country, there's nothing bigger than the NFL. NFL's huge, right? Most people that don't even watch a game all season, everybody watches the Super Bowl. These guys have been spending billions of dollars to try to break into these other countries. Can't do it. You know, people in England don't care about football, they didn't grow up playing it, they don't understand the rules, and they're definitely not invested in the teams. It's like saying cricket's going to be big here someday, right? But put two guys in an octagon, they can use any martial art they want. I think it crosses all. I don't care what country you come from, what color you are, or what language you speak, we're all human beings. Fighting's in our DNA. We get it and we like it. And like I said, I got all kinds of stats and stuff that I can throw at you. I have no idea if this one's true, but this is what I truly believe, and this is basically what the UFC was built on. Before a guy hit a ball over a wall or a guy threw a ball through a circle, two men were put on this earth, somebody threw a punch, and whoever was standing around ran over and watched it. Okay? First sport ever created, and it'll be the last sport on earth. So we always believed in the philosophy that it works, and we also believed in the type of people that these guys are, and they prove it every time they go in there. These guys put on great fights, and we felt that there was always a void there too. I'm a huge boxing fan, grew up a boxing fan. Boxing became this thing where two multimillionaires were stepping into the ring and did everything they could to avoid a fight. And boxing started to get boring to people. And I started to notice, actually, Arturo Gatti. You guys remember Arturo Gatti, right? Yes. Arturo Gatti was this guy who didn't have the world title, didn't have this, yet kept signing new HBO deals. HBO kept signing Arturo Gatti because the guy was exciting. People want to see exciting fights, and that's what we deliver. Sorry, that was so long-winded.
No, that was...
You got me crazy there.
That was great. Well, so obviously, did you think, wait a minute, we're going to have to overcome boxing in order to make this a success?
No. I came from boxing, and I knew that all the problems that there were with boxing. We basically built this company, did all the things that we thought boxing did wrong. And boxing and the UFC can coexist. I don't hate boxing. I'm not saying bad things about boxing. I'm a boxing fan. But, you know, they have a lot of problems that need to be fixed and probably won't be anytime soon.
And the other thing, Danny, is how do you know, the perception is you don't have a lot of politics going on. You get the best fighters that get together, as opposed to the boxing politics. Can you address that?
Well, that's the other thing that I feel that my job is. My job is to put on fights that people want to see. You know, the best example is this Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao fight. Mayweather refuses to take this fight, won't fight Manny Pacquiao, and it's the fight that everybody wants to see. I want to see that fight. I mean, come on, let's be honest. And I think if you're a fan of mixed martial arts, my job is to go out and put on the fights that people want to see, even if I don't necessarily 100% agree. For instance, I mean, most of you mainstream guys probably don't know the stuff that went on with a guy named Fedor from Russia, but I went after this guy. You know, even though I said I don't think he's the best in the world, I went after him because the fans wanted to see him. That's what my job is.
With regards to the Fan Expo coming up, can we expect any Hall of Fame inductions to take place?
Yeah, we always do a Hall of Fame induction, Adam. I don't know if we're at that time of the year, but it could possibly happen. I don't know.
Any names you want to?
No clue yet.
This won't go on the internet.
I've been so busy. Yeah. I've been so busy. I haven't really focused on what we're going to do yet, but yeah.